In this episode of the Church Security Roll Call, we're going to be discussing the Worship Security Association. Stay tuned. Hi, this is Chris with Sheepdog Church Security, and this is your Church Security Roll Call. Today we're going to be discussing the article, A Library of Resources. If you'd like to read that article, go to our website, sheepdogchurchsecurity.net, and look under the News tab. So our verse for you today is Proverbs 1, verse 33, and it reads like this: But whoso hearketh unto wisdom shall dwell safely, and shall be quiet from fear of evil. Great verse for us today because it's about wisdom and knowledge that can actually help us live in peace with no fear of evil. And so this not only applies to, of course, our religious, our faith belief, but also very practically in church security. The more you know, the more your team members know, the more the staff knows and other volunteers from other ministries know about proper safety procedures and even emergency procedures should something bad happen, the more relaxed we can be. One of the proposals I've made to pastors in the past is you have a job as the pastor to do sermons and minister to people, and you have all these responsibilities. It's huge. Let us, the safety ministry, take away the concerns of vandalism and theft and violent encounters and disruptions and all that stuff. Let us take that off of your plate so you don't have to worry about it. If there's a medical emergency in the middle of the service, you can rest at ease knowing that there's a team responding who's been trained and has the equipment they need to deal with that situation. And so I just love that verse. I think it super applies to us, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. Before we continue, I do want to remind you to share this video and with your team, with staff, volunteers. Also get the show notes and follow up with them. You know, people don't do what you expect, they do what you inspect. And so if you're following up with your other team members with that download and you're asking them questions, engaging them, then they're going to start watching the videos more frequently or more committed to it because they know you're going to come around and talk to them later about it. So make sure you do that. All right, some news stories we have for you. Ada, Michigan, summer of 2014, training for the medical response team at the Asa Bible Church saved a life. A man collapsed in the lobby as congregants were leaving after the Saturday evening service. A member of the team saw this and came to his aid. She administered CPR, then used the AED. By the time the EMTs came, about 10 minutes later, he had regained consciousness and was breathing on his own. Awesome save. Cleveland, Tennessee, May 8th, 2021. Members of a security teams from churches across Tennessee attended an Agape tactical training session at the church in Cleveland. This session focused on handling troublesome people. Agape Tactical's founder said that a well-trained security team is better than a couple of guys running around with guns. So he's acknowledging that it's great to be armed, but, or at least the way I'm taking this, it's great to be armed, but it's even better to be armed and trained. All right, next one, Tucson, Arizona, January 2020. Arizona Church Security Network has been training safety and security teams from churches in Arizona. Most come to learn to respond to active shooter. Interest in these classes was heightened following the West Freeway Church of Christ shooting December 2019. In Arizona in 2020, it was already legal to carry concealed weapons in churches. All right. So what I really want to focus on today is I want to talk to you about Simon. He runs the Worship Security Association, and he is what I affectionately refer to as Netflix for church security, essentially what it is. But let me start with telling you a little bit about Simon. So Simon is a British American. In fact, he just got his citizenship, I think this year, maybe late last year. I forget. I'm a bad judge of time. He has over 28 years in the military, law enforcement, and security experience. His career began in the United Kingdom military. After this, he was a detective for 14 years. This included the liquid bomb investigation, which impacted air flight security worldwide. From the UK, he moved to the United States in 2011 to manage counterterrorism for the Mall of America in Minnesota and became a risk management leader for financial institutions. While still at the Mall of America, he was asked to help a large church with its security. This grew to helping other churches. He founded Kingswood Security Consulting to advise nonprofit organizations such as charities, schools, and churches on security. Then he started the Worship Security Association to educate church security ministries. Along the way, he has written 2 books, produced videos, and is still speaking. Simon is a Christian and a member of Westwood Community Church, where he is the security advisor. So the mission of the Worship Security Association is to make church environments safer places to be. This is done through education of church volunteers and staff. Simon goes deeper than policies, methods, and techniques to fundamental principles, including how criminals think and what motivates them. So here's the down low on Simon and the Worship Security Association. Simon has a talent, I don't know how he does it. He has a talent for finding other talents, people that are experts, professionals in their field, and then he brings them in and he interviews them. And he's interviewed people like Tina Lewis Rowe. He's interviewed Carl Chin, Wes Peterson, James Densley, Brett Lawler, Steve Schwitz, I'm getting some of the Dr. Jarrett Bachman, Zach Hill. I mean, the list goes on. And all of these people, he brings them in to interview them, and he videotapes it in order to get their expertise about what houses of worship are doing in the way of safety and security. And he gets this expert advice, and he can draw these people in. And then with this, what he created was this library of videos. Like I said, I affectionately refer to it as the Netflix of church security. And you basically sign in. I mean, really basically, you get a membership to it, just like you do Netflix, though I think it's pretty much a lot cheaper than Netflix. And you have access to all these videos. He's got like 150 videos on there, and he's still creating more. And they cover a wide range of topics. And what's really good about that is so for a lot of you who've gone through our training, my training, and become certified, it's very structured, right? We're trying to give you as much information, practical information as we possibly can, and it's all designed to lead you to that certification test to get that done and be certified. What he's allowed for churches to do and people to do is now to continue to build on their knowledge through these videos. And you can watch the videos based on what you're interested at the time, right? It's just like Netflix. If you're in the mood for comedy, there's comedy there. If you're in the mood for drama, there's drama there. Well, for him, it's more like different topics being covered. Maybe it's legal aspects. Maybe it's other, verbal de-escalation aspects, all kinds of stuff. Church Safety 101. Threat Detection 101. There's all of these courses there, right? And so whatever you're interested in, you just watch it. And some of them are shorter, just like 20 minutes long or whatnot, but some of them are quite long. They're the longer interviews and things to that effect. The point is that I like to think that we provide a very comprehensive approach to things, and I believe we do. We have the 8 courses. You who have been through it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. We just added mass trauma to that. We cover everything from verbal de-escalation to child protection, storms and disasters, active shooters, arson and fire safety. I mean, the list goes on. And you learn a lot, and that creates a great foundation. But one of the things I've learned, and I'm sure a lot of you have experienced this too, is sometimes you could hear the same thing multiple times, and then all of a sudden it kind of clicks. That's one thing that occurs. The other thing that occurs is when you look at other sources, what happens is it becomes a different approach, a different avenue, or a different perspective that can help expand our knowledge. I've looked at a lot of what Simon does, and I'm like, yep, great stuff, good stuff. And it's a good reminder is one thing, but also, too, the way he communicates things. Recently, I sat in on one of his online seminars or webinars, whatever you want to call it. And I believe it was the 7 steps to starting a team or 7 things to make your church safer right off the bat. I'm kind of looking to see what the name of it is. 7 steps to protecting your faith community, I think is what he did it on. And it was really good. He takes a slightly different approach, but that's what's good about it, right? That's what all of us want. We want to hear different voices. One of the things I like about Wesley's articles, he talks about the same things that I talk about, and he uses our materials to develop these articles and plus his own research. And then what it kind of does is it comes together in a great way. He challenges me or gives me a different perspective. I'm sure I challenge him, give him different perspectives. You got Simon out there. He's offering another perspective. He interviews people that gives a different perspective. It's all great, and it expands our knowledge, and it just makes us better at what we're doing. Now, I really recommend that you get it. It's worth your time, and watching these videos are certainly going to help you. He's got like memberships and all kinds of stuff on there. I just ask, and we're affiliates of him, but you know what I'm not going to do? I'm not going to tell you to use my link. What I'm going to tell you to do is just go over there, check it out. If it's right for you, if it's right for your church, and I can't see why it wouldn't be, sign up for it. And then, sending him a note saying, hey, that Sheepdog or Chris Maloney told us about you. I would appreciate that. So he's a good friend. He knows I push people towards him, and I'm sure he's very happy for that. But definitely check it out. It's going to be something that's going to help you. So before I let you go, I just want to let you know that we're starting September 11th. So here it is, the 30th today. And September 11th, we're starting our first quarter out of the 4 quarters that we do over the year. And this is a great time to sign up. Join this cohort of students and churches across the nation to go through this training and earn your certification. We basically, you can train 2 ways or any combinations of ways. One is every single Sunday starting September 11th, I'm teaching each one of these courses every week until we get through all 8 of them. And then we start all over again with November 13th. The second quarter starts, and I start back at the top with, security team fundamentals. And we go through all 8 of them. And then we jump back in and we do a third quarter, January 29th. And the fourth quarter, March 26th. And so you get 4 opportunities to attend all these classes. But if you don't want to train with me because it doesn't fit your schedule, or you just miss a class or 2, one of the things you can do, not only do you have 4 opportunities to make up the training that you missed, but you also get your student account. Through your student account, you can watch all these videos on your own time. So if you got a schedule that has you working, and you're up at 2 o'clock in the morning on a Tuesday, you can just sign into your account, watch the exact same videos I use. The only thing you miss out on is my smiling face. But other than that, you have it all. And so this is the time to do it, right? A lot of our churches, we're getting back into the swing of things. Kids are going back to school. Sunday school programs are, gearing up, and children's ministries are gearing up for a new flood of people. And of course, the parents are coming and everyone's coming. This is the time to get this training, get this foundation. And then, of course, always check out the Worship Security Association. Netflix for church security. Definitely check it out. Other than that, if you like this video, please like, share, comment, interact with it. It's good for me because I know you're watching then, and I see that you're enjoying what you're seeing, and it keeps me motivated. This is one of those things that I do for you that I don't make a dime off of this. It's just something I want to get the information out there for you guys. And so you can develop yourself and you can increase the level of safety and security at your church. So please like, share, interact. It's great. Other than that, thank you so much for being here this week, and hey, let's be careful out there. This program is made for informational purposes only and should not be taken as legal advice.